So one of the things that I've really found to be an enjoyable part of my Camino is sort of the rituals that I've developed as I go along.
When Camino, I'm going to tell you all about our walk yesterday from Astorga to Foncebedón. It was a really lovely walk. It was 25.4 kilometers. It took us 32,600 steps and we did it in 8 hours. We had some pretty long breaks along the way, so if we were just walking it wouldn't have taken us that long, but we enjoyed some time sitting down with some people and chatting. So the trees are back, as you can tell by the trees around me right now. I think it's nice to be in the hills again. This hike was a really great one because you pass through a few towns and they are super cute towns, every one of them. So the first town you hit is Murias de... Okay, I can't even read my own writing here. The first town you hit at about 4.3 kilometers is Murias. There you'll find a water fountain right in the middle of town. So if you're looking for it, walk about halfway and then you'll find it. The second town is Santa Catalina de Somoza. This is where we made our first stop. It's another cute town. It's 4.3 more kilometers. So everything here this morning is 4.3 kilometers. There are several cafes and there's a water fountain as you're leaving the town. And as I said, 4.3 more kilometers, you hit the town of El Ganzo. This is a really funny little town. As you're entering, you'll see a bunch of Native American teepees set up ahead to the right, and they have a little place where you can camp in the teepees there. And then when you get into town, it looks like an old saloon setup. So you've got it's very much an old West feel from America, and it's kind of surreal to see in the middle of northern Spain. But it's cute. After that, you'll be walking 6.8 kilometers to the next town. And along the way, there were several craft booths set up. We hadn't really seen this. We've seen crafts, of course, here and there, but here there were several booths, I think 3 of them set up along the way that you could stop at and buy Camino trinkets. In this section, you're also going to go up a long hill, and there's just quirky, interesting things all along the Camino, and this is where you'll find another one. There is a long fence, maybe a kilometer or more long, and people have taken sticks and weaved them into the fence to make them look like crosses. And there are just hundreds of crosses along this fence, and it's really interesting to look at. Finally, you'll get to the town of Rabinal de Camino. This place has a fountain at the entrance, so fill up there. We did not fill up at the entrance, and so we did not have any water the rest of our trip. Luckily, we had a can of soda with us. We didn't really need it, but fill up as you're entering Rabinal. Here we stopped at another cafe. After this, you have 5.6 more kilometers until you hit the town of Foncebedón, and this is all uphill. There is a ridge that you are heading to the top of. Well, we are back in the hills, and now we are saying, whew, these hills are tough. Now, actually, they're not that bad because we've been hiking for almost a month now, and so our legs are pretty used to the hills. It doesn't feel like it did in the beginning, so that's a great thing about getting this far, is your legs really feel like they can handle all of this work. The backpack doesn't bother you as much. Your body really gets used to this daily hiking. It's pretty amazing because it does not at all feel like the first couple of the days. Oh, and that ridge, that hike up the hill, there is no water at all. So yes, try to fill up. When we got to Foncebedón, we stayed at El Convento. It was 70 euros for the night. We had a private room with a private bath. It's a nice place. They have a restaurant attached where you can eat.
What do you think, David?
It was nice. I think I need to drink this water that came for free right this second, guys. I am parched. Now for food, we ate out a lot today, which will surprise you. In Murias, we had 2 hot chocolates, and those cost us €3. In Rabinal de Camino, we bought 2 sandwiches at a place called Pasada El Tessin. If you need a good sandwich, you could go there. They also had burgers because a friend of ours had a burger there. Sorry about the sun behind me. And there it goes. We are down in a difficult section, so I need to watch my feet. And one more time. And I think I'm good. Okay. Now, for dinner, we found a place. Do I have it here? Okay. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. There are a lot of plants here. Okay. So for dinner, we ate next door to our albergue. And it was a place called La Taberna de Gaia. And it was a medieval pub. And there was no one there. And we were so surprised only one other couple was eating dinner. And it was such a fun, well-themed restaurant. The people working there were so kind. And our portions of food were massive. We paid €13 each for hamburgers, which is a bit, but they were huge burgers, and we actually only ate half of our burger each, and we're carrying the other half with us today for lunch. So it actually is not that expensive when you consider how much food it was. The town itself of Foncebedón, it's tiny, it's probably 15 buildings, but it's super adorable, and it's really focused on the pilgrims. There were albergues and places to eat. It's a great place to stop, even though it's really small. Today, I would like to give a shout out to Sonia and Roxana. We met them as we were getting into Leon, and Rob was telling them about his blisters, and they gave him all of this lamb's wool, and it was really sweet, and it was great to meet the both of them.
Buen Camino. So one of the things that I've really found to be an enjoyable part of my Camino is sort of the rituals that I've developed as I go along. You start doing the same things every day, and kind of recognizing those things, like I said, can be very comforting and even kind of nice. Our day is we tend to get up in the morning somewhere between 5:30 and 6:30, depending on where we're staying and how far we're walking that day, that kind of thing. We get up, we get walking, and we'll walk, somewhere between, 5 to 8 hours, depending on how many breaks we take. And then kind of the ritual begins. So when we arrive, we get checked in, and there's a couple things that I really like to do. The first thing I do when we arrive somewhere is I take off my sun sleeves. I'm really liking them. They work really well for protecting my arms, but they're not the most comfortable. I don't like having sleeves, and taking them off, while I'm getting checked in, can be really enjoyable. Just feels good. Once I take those off, take off my hat and all that kind of stuff, get checked into the room, and then I like to wash my hands, and then I take out my contacts, and putting my glasses on is, oh wow, we're passing some kind of cow poop thing. That's very unpleasant. But taking off my contacts and putting on my glasses, it's all just about these little things that make me feel better, right? Sit down, take off shoes and socks, and just sort of relax. I'll often take a little nap. Not long, sometimes it's only like 20 minutes, but just having a little nap makes me feel a lot better. And then shower. Sometimes I'll shower before I nap, which is even better. And then we will often, for laundry, what we'll do is once we get in and we've showered, we'll wash our clothes that we wore that day and hang them up. And then I've got, 2 pairs of shorts and shirts. So if we're going to go out for dinner, I'll put on my second pair. if we're just gonna stay in, we've got some groceries, a salad or something to eat, then I might put on, I have some sleep clothes, t-shirt and a pair of shorts that are cotton. They don't dry as fast, but they're really comfortable. So I'll put one of those on. Now, sometimes if we are going out and I put on that other outfit, sometimes I'll end up sleeping in that. And so then when I get up in the morning, it's just easier because I'm already dressed. Usually by morning, then the clothes that we washed have dried and we can get everything packed up. Packing my bag has never been so easy. You know, once you get all spread out, because I take out everything when we get there, but putting it together again, like you just do one thing at a time and it doesn't really take that long. And suddenly everything's reorganized and put away. And it's really nice. Oh, I did forget one thing. As soon as we arrive, we start charging devices. Because we only brought the one charger with us, and we've got 2 computers and 2 phones and a camera. So as soon as we get there, we plug that in and start charging things up. And we do that all evening. So it's been really easy because we just have this pattern, and it's like we're walking a different place every day, but the pattern stays intact. And it's just made it, like I said, easy, and especially when I get to take off those sleeves, like it is the best feeling ever. So just something to think about. You're going to put together your own ritual, whatever that's going to look like for you, and find those things that, you know, make you feel good or help you stay organized. Whatever it's going to be, once you find those things, you just rinse and repeat every day, and it makes every day just kind of go by without too much worry. So I hope that helps. We do a new video every day that we're walking the Camino, so I'll put the playlist up here for you to get caught up. Buen Camino.
Today and not tomorrow.